without you.
Here we have one of a good friend of mine has brought this Audi down for some love, and although we can't tell really in the rain, but it's quite a clean car to start with. Now I'm going to start the washing and decontamination process before we get it in and start getting the polishing done. But looks a nice car to start with, so we'll see what treasures we find when we start getting the thing clean. I'll see you a bit later. Here it is, having its first snow foam. Just finished cleaning the wheels. Notice there's a centre cap missing out the one rear, but I'm going to start the cleaning process now. Let this dwell for 10 minutes and we'll give it a wash and see what we've got to play with. Well, I've pulled the car in to the light room to dry it off, and found that the water wasn't draining away out the fuel cap, so I've pulled the pipe and pushed some wire down it. I'm just going to get the airline and blow it through so that drains itself. I've washed the car, snow foamed it a couple of times, put some tar remover on to get rid of some tar spots, and once it's dried off I'll go around the car and check it all again, make sure it's free of the contaminants. This is the wing that's going to be the most work. It's gone down some bushes and left a lot of marks. I'll show you clearer when it's dried, but anyway, I'll crack on with it. See you all later. Hi, this is Ted from The Devil's in the Detail. You've probably seen this car's already been washed, fallout remover applied, snow foamed and washed, tar remover and washed, and it's in the light room now. Just dried it off. You can feel that the paintwork is, terrible. It's got bonded contaminants in it, and I'm just going to try and show you, doing a short area, what comes out. This is going to do about a 1 foot by 1 foot section that you can see, so that you know I'm not faking it. So we're doing it live. You can probably hear it sounds like sandpaper. So just in that short area, let's have a look what's come off. And there you go. Right, I'm going to crack on with the rest of the car. See you later. I've just been clay barring this rear quarter, and just out of that quarter, that's what's come out. So the car's going to look a lot different before we even start. The gloss from the roof has already come up from just clay barring it. So let's get the rest of the car done. This is the boot lid, John. I mean, it looks fantastic on the picture, but there are some really deep scratches still. You see that? And there is loads of them, but so hard for the light to pick all of them up. So there, that's the boot lid. I mean, they are all over, to be fair, you know what I mean, but you can't see it so much on the video. And this is the part of the roof that I'm doing. But as you go across, see these deep scratches? There's hundreds and hundreds of these really deep scratches. I haven't finished cutting it yet, so there will be a few that will come out, but some of them won't. It's really difficult to get them. I mean, there's a massive cluster of deep ones here. Go right across the roof. You know, I've already cut these about 3 times. I mean, there's still got to be a lot of gloss put on this, but just to give you some idea of what's happening. And the other side of the roof just looks frosty, you know what I mean. Have a look. As this car was only coming in for a 2-stage polish, but I had promised myself not to do any wet sanding on this car and try and get out as many as I could, but the damage is that bad in places I couldn't help myself. But to give you some idea of what we're working with, this is come from a body shop, and although I've just flatted the worst of the scratches out, you can actually see where it's been in the spray booth and the bagging has actually stuck into the lacquer. And to be honest, it's not the best finish I've ever seen either, but they've left that in there, so that'll have to come out. But up here on the shoulders, which is the important place, there's some really bad deep scratches. I'm not going to be able to get them all out, but certainly make them a lot better. So I've done a quick sand and get the top half looking better, and then concentrate on this end. So I'll show you the results later when I get there. I'll have to wet flatten the top half of the panel, and I've got 90% of the scratches out of it. I started down at the this panel that had the bagging had been in the lacquer, and managed to get that out, but there are some defects under the paint from the bodywork. I can't get them out, but started to look better now. I'm going to get rid of all these stickers and start on the bumper and the lower of the boot lid. The boot lid's still got some scratches in it, but it's a lot better than it was. So I'm going to get on with this now. So in a bit, just see if I can show you some of the damage that we're contending with on this Audi. Been run down a bush by the looks of it. See if it shows up better without the light. We got some really bad marks along the whole of the rear quarter, goes all the way back and leading to the door. So we've got plenty to get out on this side, but on the plus side we're starting to get a result on the back of the car, and this quarter I've wet flatted some of it, as I said previously, and that started to take shape as well. So all in all, I've polished the lights up. They're looking good. Started to come together, and the rear quarter I've just showed you the scratches on. That was the clay bar I used on just the rear quarter. All them bonded contaminants in the paint. So anyway, I'm going to crack on and get some more of it done today. So I'll see you soon. On this quarter panel, the bushes have gone down. To stand any chance of getting them out, I've tried to polish them and they don't want to come out, so I've now wet flatted virtually the whole of the quarter. I was hoping not to, but it'll make a better job. And there was so many scratches along this panel that, you know, there's just too many to leave. So we'll see what we can get out with this. So I'll see you later. Here's a bird's eye view of the shine starting to be restored, minus the scratches that was running down the panel. There's still a couple that I need to work on a bit more, but overall it's all starting to come together. Like I said, I didn't intend doing any wet flatting on this job, but sometimes, you know, it just makes for a little bit better job than you'd get leaving everything. So I'll crack on and get this panel finished. I've just finished the near side of the Audi. All needs wiping down and cleaning, but I've just literally starting on the bonnet, and as you can see, it's a lovely finish from whoever's painted it. I'll just give it this section a first decent cut, and as you can see the difference. I don't know how they can send jobs out looking like this, I really don't. But they seem to, and people accept it. Anyway, let's see what we can do with it. See you in a bit. Just see if I can show you some of the damage that we're contending with on this Audi. been run down a bush by the looks of it. See if it shows up better without the light. We got some really bad marks along the whole of the rear quarter. Goes all the way back and leading to the door. So we got plenty to get out on this side, but on the plus side we're starting to get a result on the back of the car, and this quarter I've wet flatted some of it, as I said previously, and that started to take shape as well. So all in all, I've polished the lights up. They're looking good. Started to come together, and the rear quarter I've just showed you the scratches on. That was the clay bar I used on just the rear quarter. All them bonded contaminants in the paint. So anyway, I'm going to crack on and get some more of it done today. So I'll see you soon. Right, I'm about to try and get rid of some of this bad paintwork, and it also runs close to the edge of the bonnet, and because I'm going to be leaning on it using a rotary, I've masked the top of the wing so that I don't burn through. But I just thought I'd just look at it. Great paint job. Right, now let's see what we could do with it. I could wet flat it, but I'm not gonna. Right, see you later.